Thursday, May 26, 2016. My name is Arthur Palick, and I'm going to walk you through 2 different ways to wrap your hands with hand wraps for boxing. Whether you want to hit the bag, whether you're going to spar, or whether you're going to compete, there's 2 different ways to wrap your hands. There's the common way, and then there's the way that I wrap my hands. I started wrapping my hands when I was 6, 7 years old. And I use the most common method, going around and around and around my hands. And then somewhere around the age of 14 or 15, I found a new way of wrapping my hands. Ever since then, I've never had a problem with breaking fingers or breaking bones in my hands when I wrap my hands the way that I've done it. So I want to walk you through the most common method and its shortcomings, and then the way that I wrap my hands and why I think it's the most effective way you can wrap your hands with hand wraps. What I have right now are an old school pair of ringside hand wraps, and the way I usually wrap them is roll them out like that. So I'm going to walk you through the common way that most people recommend that you wrap your hands. So normally they're going to tell you to go around your wrist, keep going, come back around here, and what you're going to do is you're going to keep going around your hand like this. Handful of times, maybe 4 or 5 times, depending on the size of the wrap and depending on the size of your hand. So what you'll notice will start happening is you're going to keep going around and around like this. Maybe you're going to come back and you're going to wrap around your thumb, keep your thumb protected. You're going to come back around your wrist. You're going to come back here around your knuckles again. You're going to go around and around and around. Then you're going to come back around probably another time, go around your thumb, go back around your wrist, and then finish up with going out around your wrist so everything finishes off. So when you wrap your hand this way, what you'll notice is you've got a bunch of support around your wrist, decent amount of support around your thumb, and you have a ton of support around your knuckles and your hand. But what I do not like about the most common way of wrapping your hands is that, look at my hand. It's not very easy for me to close my hand. And for those of you that have boxed before, or for those of you that are just getting into boxing, what you'll notice is that when you do put your hand inside of a glove, your hand never closes completely shut because the glove is in there, so your hand is like this. You can try and squeeze your hand shut, but you're never going to make a fist like you would without hand wraps on or without the glove on. So when you start doing this, you're fighting the hand wrap because there's so much on the bottom to keep your hand closed. So you're actually working against yourself. So you're going to waste time, waste energy trying to keep your hand closed. Now, that's the most common way of wrapping your hand. I'm going to walk you through the way that I wrap my hands. Loop through your thumb around your wrist once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Come around your hand, around your knuckles. You're going to go under, over, and then here is where the difference starts to happen. So you can see I just have 1 time around. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to grab this with my thumb, do this, and I'm going to grab it with my pinky. And the difference is this is going to take you a while to do. So don't expect to master this the first time that you try it. I've been doing this since I was 14 or 15 years old, so it's very easy for me to do this. So come back, same thing, throw your thumb right there, grab it so you're looping it, come back to where your pinky is, you're going to grab it again, and then do this. So now you have tons of padding on the top of your knuckles and not that much really on the bottom. And now what I do to create less resistance or less restriction on the bottom portion of my hand is I take the hand wrap and I twist it like this. come back around and do the same thing. One time, back. So you can see that it's grabbed with my pinky, I hold it with my thumb, and now I'm gonna twist it, come back around, and I have a ton of padding on the top portion of my hand. Come back to my thumb, wrap around my thumb, and now I'm gonna go through my index finger and middle finger. I'm gonna come around my wrist again. So now I'm going the other way. I'm gonna come through my ring finger and my pinky finger. Go through that, go around my wrist again. I'm gonna come through and on top of my thumb, and then I'm gonna go and finish going around my wrist. So the big difference that you'll notice right away is my hand is relaxed right now, but it's partially in a fist. As you can see, I don't have to struggle to close my hand. And the difference happens is because when you look at the bottom portion, number one, I have the hand wrap going through my fingers, my index finger, my middle finger, and then my ring finger, my pinky finger, so that's pulling it towards itself, toward my fingers towards my wrist. But the big difference is there's not a lot on the bottom of my hand. You'll notice that it's very easy to close your hand when you do it like this. You have a lot of padding on the top, protect your knuckles, you have a decent amount around your wrist, and you have your thumb protected. Ever since I started wrapping my hands this way, my injuries in my hands have dramatically dropped. So I used to break my fingers constantly when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, and around the age of 14 or 15, I stopped jamming my fingers, stopped breaking them, and my thumb, which would constantly jam, no longer jammed. And I honestly have to attribute it to the way that I wrap my hands, because as you can see, my hand, when I put it into a glove, it's already closed and ready to go. Whereas with the other way, your hand is open like this, and there's a lot of restriction on the bottom portion. Whereas with this way, there's no restriction. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below.